What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some ways that I experimented with my golf swing. The results from doing this for just 2 weeks have been amazing. My swing has improved already. I think if you're someone that is trying to improve their swing at home, then there might be some value in here for you. So stick around, let's get into it. So like many of you, I love the game of golf, but unfortunately I haven't been enjoying playing golf as much just because my swing has been all over the place. Something that I wanted to commit to was just getting back to basics with my golf swing, trying to figure out what's going wrong. You know, I can't afford to go to the range all the time. What I wanted to do was find a way that I could improve my game by just committing 15 or 20 minutes of my time each day. I wanted to do that with a budget, and I wanted to do that at home, somewhere convenient for me. And I gotta say, some of the results were actually really cool to see, even in a 2-week period. Number one, with anything with golf, I've always remembered to start with the grip. And my grip before I started 2 weeks ago, compared to where it is now, is vastly different. And this has to be, you know, I have to say it's contributed to a lot of what's happened in the last couple of weeks with my golf swing. So I'm gonna go to a down the line view and show you what that looks like now. So the first problem that I had was when I first looked at my grip a couple of weeks ago, when I decided to sort of start practicing, I had my top hand, I started with that, and you know, I had it running through my fingers like that, which is what everyone sort of tells you to do. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So I've seen heaps of tips and videos on how to grip a club properly, and that's sort of how my grips always looked. So I kind of have my pinky wrapped around the butt of the club, heading into sort of the bottom part of my palm over here, and then as it works its way through my fingers, it kind of just rests in that index finger, and I, you know, had a pretty firm grip of the club. My problem started because I had my thumb, I noticed that I had my thumb way too central to the club head, so straight down the line of the club head. It was kind of more like this. And so with a slice, what tends to happen is I have real trouble squaring that club head, and then obviously closing that club head in time so that the ball heads more to the left, to the right of your screen. And so my ball, when the face is like that, my grip's like this, doesn't give me a really good chance to see how that club head almost stays open as it swings through. This is what I noticed with my swing. The other thing I noticed was my grip here was quite over the top. And a lot of people say, oh, that's not too bad. And I agree, that's probably not too bad, but I just need to find a way to strengthen that grip a little bit to give me a better chance to close that club face. So what I did, same grip, but all I did was just move this thumb over a little bit. And now you can see that arc, that V is kind of pointing towards my left shoulder now in comparison to my right, straight up this arm here. So this was one, you know, really simple change I made. And then with my bottom hand, my trail hand, all I did was just sort of come from underneath, same grip style, run through the fingers, bottom of my palm, through that index finger, and then just shut it. And you can see there, that to me now is a lot stronger grip. Now just look at what the club head does naturally by just swinging. You can see it's closing naturally. I don't have to manipulate it too much. So you can see with just a really simple grip change, I found that what I was able to do was just get a better, stronger grip instead of being so kind of open like that and having that thumb over to the right or down the middle of the club. I just shifted it over just a little bit. That strengthened my grip. And this is something that I should have been doing from the start. But sometimes when you're in golf mode, you just forget all these really simple things. And, you know, it all starts with the grip, right? I mean, it doesn't matter to me how I take it back or how I come through. None of that matters unless I get my grip right. And so this was an easy fix. And I gotta say, this automatically started just naturally getting the club head to close better. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, make sure to like to let me know that. Subscribe to the channel for more golf related content. Let's get into the next part of this video. The most important part of any golf swing, in my opinion, is where you make contact with the ball. If you don't square the club head and make the right contact with the ball, a lot of the time you're not going to get the ball starting off and going in the direction you want it to go. That's just the way I think, just to simplify things. Remember that I'm trying to rebuild and experiment with my golf swing, so to do that, I kind of have to strip it all back. When I look at the problems I'm having with contact, something that I love to do is this really simple drill that helps me understand what's actually going on with it. Now you can see I'm in my garage. I have a really budget screen set up over there. That is nothing but a bed sheet cover, and I've sort of just attached it to the side of some shelving. And you're going to need a couple of things to try to figure this part of your game out. So let me show you what you're going to need. So the first thing is some spray paint. Just any old spray paint, something obviously safe and that's not going to stain your clubs forever. You're going to need some foam balls. There's a very specific reason I like to use foam balls over a normal golf ball, and I'll explain that to you in a second. And obviously the other thing you're going to need is a mat to hit off. Let me show you the one I'm using. Now this is the mat I'm using. You can see that it's kind of attached to the bottom of some foam pads. Again, this is a super budget setup. I think this mat cost me like 12 Australian dollars. That screen I found at the Salvation Army for like 10 bucks. And then, the spray paint and the foam balls don't cost much. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the spray paint and you're going to draw a line straight down the middle, straight up to your target, so wherever the center of your target is. And then you're going to take, more importantly, right here, the point, see where that line is, that spray paint? Draw a straight line from end to end. Now this is where you're going to place your ball and where you're going to hit from. So let me demonstrate something to you. All right, so all you're going to do with this is you're going to line up the ball where that, the center of that line that's going straight down your target, and then the line that's drawn this way towards you. You're going to line your ball up right there, and you're going to just make some swings off it. So I mentioned there's a reason I like to use foam balls over a real golf ball. And that's because when I'm trying to do this drill, what I'm really trying to figure out is where the bottom of my golf swing is. I'm not trying to actually feel me making good contact with the ball. And the theory is, and I've seen this tip a long time ago, is that where you make contact with the golf ball is going to determine how good that contact is. So my goal is to obviously make contact after this white line, or just on the second half of that white line, anywhere to about just in front of that white line by 3 or 4 inches. You can see I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, and you can see all the spray paint that's worn out. That I've also had some spray paint wearing out from just behind it, but a lot more of the actual center of this line and in front of it. Now this really helps me because I can figure out where the bottom of my swing is. Anything that happens before this line, I know straight away that I've got, I'm going to hit that golf shot fat. And anything too far ahead of this line, so more up the front here, I know that the bottom of my swing is just, I'm going to hit the top of that ball. Here's a demonstration of something that would look fat, for example, and that's a really common contact problem for me. And then when I get it thin, if it's in front, I kind of hit the top of that ball, and then the ball just scoots along the ground. So to recap, number one, change the golf grip, get it a little bit stronger like I showed you a little earlier. Getting that right thumb, for me as a left-hander, over a little bit of the club, a little bit more, strengthening that grip, that really, really helped with reducing some of the slice and the curvature I was getting on the golf ball, but hasn't completely eliminated that. And then number two was I used a golf mat and some spray paint and some foam balls. Simply just tried to figure out where the bottom of my swing was. Love this drill. I've got some footage from me at the range up on the screen at the moment, and I was really hitting them really well for the first time in a long time. With a really small budget for $15 or $20 that I spent, I'm getting a lot of value from it. I'll have to wait and see how this translates to the course. Obviously, that's the most important thing. But for the moment, I'm going to continue with this experiment for the next couple of weeks, see how much more improvement I get, and hopefully I'll be able to get rid of some of that slice and improve the contact. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel for more golf related content, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.